Hello there. My name is Jaiye Bynoe. You're on the Jayman Show, which is on WBCA 102.9 FM. My guest today is Keyondra, a local gospel artist and a wonderful singer. Hey, Keyondra, welcome to the show today. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So this is Keyondra Lockett. Okay, so Keyondra, I guess my question to you is, what made you want to become a gospel singer?
Actually, I started in my church choir, and years went by, and met up with a couple of girls from my church back at home, and I asked them if they wanted to be in a group. I was approached by this guy because I used to sing around school all the time, used to sing around wherever, and I was approached by him. He asked me if I wanted, a record deal and to sing with him. And I told him that I knew another girl who would, be great for this with me. She came along and she sang for him, and he was like, "You both are amazing." And she asked one of the other girls who was a friend of ours, and then the other girl asked two more girls, and it was the five of us. So we started in a group called Jaiye. And if anybody remembers or knows the group, we started, and we did a cover song of the Clark Sisters, "Is My Living in Vain?" And that really put us out on the map. And we sang on the Stellar Awards show back in 2007. We were nominated for 2 Stellar Awards, had our first top 15 song, Lord, and I wrote it. Oh my God. State of emergency, okay? And so, so it was just, an amazing journey. And I think just going through the motion, if you will, as a younger person doing music, that's kind of what made me stay in gospel. But continuing on now as an adult doing gospel music, I do it for the hearts of the people,
Yeah, that's wonderful, because gospel music definitely changed my life, in my mother's life, so I definitely understand what you mean. Yeah. So, I guess my question is, I thought that you've done a lot of charities, a lot of events and charities, for people giving back, Are you working on any new, exciting, any new songs coming out?
Yes, I am working on new songs. Actually, I just dropped a song with Q Parker from 112. It's a song called Made Away. Oh. And so that's a part of the 4 singles that I'll be releasing before my album next year, Cornerstone. And so I've been working all year on that album, and I'm excited. I hope everybody loves it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will, Yeah, definitely. And I also saw that you wrote a song called I Try. I love that song, I Try. I love that song because it's famous about what we go through, and how we can make it, So as long as we believe in God, right? So what inspired you to write that song? Because that's such a powerful song, and I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. So what inspired me to write the song was just, going on like a day-to-day basis. We get up in the mornings and we're like, I'm going to try my best to, do really well and go, and do what it is the Bible says. But when we make it back home, by the end of the day, we're thinking like, dang it, I didn't do everything right. But the point of living for Christ is to make sure that you just put your best foot forward. And I believe wholeheartedly in grace and Christ's grace. So when we do mess up, we have that extended grace. But at the same time, I believe in how we are supposed to abide in Christ, and he'll abide in us. So you got to put forth effort to really live the life. And sometimes it's not easy, but, you just depend on Jesus and he'll help you through it. I also was inspired by this song because I had to do a lot of changes vocally a couple of years back because I was going through some vocal issues. And so at the time, writing that song was, it was really all I could give at the moment. And it turned out to be one of my bigger songs. It hit top 15, which was my second top 15 song on Billboard. And I had a music video, which now plays on BET Gospel, and it was first aired on BET Her.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And that's
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you're able to get out to inspire us to believe in God and
Yes.
you do music. That's very important, Yeah, definitely agree, Yeah. So how did how did being in COVID affect you? If everything being shut down, how did the pandemic affect your career?
Yeah. Well, actually, as it relates to music, I was working on my album then as well. So it's kind of been like a 2-year type thing, if you will. I was working on my music video for my first #1 song at Billboard, which is called Trouble Won't Last. I worked on that music video. And so I really didn't have too many things that, stopped me as it relates to affecting me. Of course, like traveling and things like that for artists, it just kind of dwindled down because of safety reasons. But it's just one of those things where you got to roll with the punches and be able to move in spite of what happens. So my sister and I, we have a clothing line. It's called Jaiye Bynoe, and it means pretty black in French. So all year, all 2020, I was super busy with that. So that's what I mean by like rolling with the punches. Where you're not working over here, make sure you got something working over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree. So what inspires you? What gives you inspiration and hope?
Okay. God's people for sure, and feeling like I'm called to this. We each have a calling. We each have something that we need to be doing to inspiring people to inspire people to, see God in their lives and to point them to God. So that's a part of, me being inspired and, feeling like even being motivated to do this is God.
That's wonderful to hear. So what advice can you give, gospel singers that want to be next year or be a singer? What advice can you give them,
Don't look at me. Do it your way. Do it the best way you can, best way possible, your way, because I do share this a lot with people. There is no one way to make it. There's no one way to be successful. There are plenty of ways. Now, you may not do it the way that a Tasha Cobbs did it or a Beyonce did it, but you'll find a groove and a lane for you, and it'll work well. So I can't necessarily tell anybody how to do this exactly, but just be yourself, and have a great team around you, people who believe in you and move in your own lane.
I definitely hear that, so what is it like to be famous? What is it like to be famous for you? I mean, is that what it can be?
I'm famous.
I mean, I see you on some awards, and I see you on TV, so like, yeah. So anybody who's on TV, and I think, so inspires me to be out there too, yeah, So
yeah, yes, I know. I'm trying to be humble. So, there's honestly a battle at times, You want to try and make sure that you are humble and that it's not getting to your head. The fame that I do have right now, it's a steady road of growth and climbing to where I am. I've not yet just shot off and become just this famous big name, but it never happens like that for anybody, And so I think that it's a battle, but you got to have that balance, and the balance is staying accountable to people, people on your team who keep you focused on the right things and not being arrogant and haughty, So, yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear. Are you going to be maybe acting in any films or TV? In the future?
No, actually, that's not something that I'm necessarily interested in. Now, if somebody came to me and offered me a role or, said, hey, I want you to audition, I'd do it. I would. But it's not something that I'm necessarily interested in.
Oh, okay. And what do you like to travel in your spare time? What do you like to do for fun when you're not working?
I like, going to the mall, just chilling, being just a, regular person, I am a homebody. I love being at home. I love watching Netflix and, you know, just catching on a lot of shows and things like that. My favorite go-to show right now, it's a bunch of reruns, but it's Saved by the Bell. So I've been watching that a lot. And I mean, I'm just a homebody. I love being at home.
I hear you. Me too. You know, I feel you. So, where do you see yourself? You know, see yourself years from now? So, producing, singing, acting, or down the line?
Yeah, for sure. Continuing on with singing, continuing on with ministry for sure, and continuing on with my clothing line, Jaiye Bynoe. You know, that is one of the biggest things. My music and Jaiye Bynoe, they both keep me busy, and so yeah, and I would also like to continue on in like different things as it relates to charity and things like that. Like I feel like it's necessary that we give our time and our talents to more than just what we like. You know, it's this whole road is about serving people, and I need to keep that before me to keep me humble.
I understand definitely. Do you plan to travel? Do you plan to travel maybe in 2022? I mean, going tour maybe next year? Or?
I'm not sure just yet. You know, depending on how COVID does. You know, but until then, I do have spot dates, things like that. So if you want to know anything about me, where I'm going, all of that, follow me on my social media, especially Instagram, because that's where I always am. That's Lockett.
Okay, I definitely will. So what do you think people can do to change the world, to make the world better, in your opinion?
To change the world and make it better? Love people. Love people in spite of, you know, in spite of how they treat you. Love people and how they are. That's how Christ did. He loved people. And I think that we should share our truth, be honest with people for sure. But definitely, because that's a part of loving a person as well, but definitely love, you know.
Okay. I can answer them better myself, you know, definitely understand, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So how can we follow you and listen to your music, you know, if you want to hear more about you? How can we learn more about you?
Okay. Well, again, follow me on my social media at Keyondra Lockett, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can also find out more about me on my website, www.keyondralockett.com. You can also go to my clothing Instagram page, Jolie X Noir Apparel, JOLIEXNOIRE Apparel. And we have a website as well, www.joliexnoir.com.
That's wonderful, because I definitely look forward to seeing your clothes, you know, because I gotta get a new suit myself, you know, so, you know, jeans.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I gotta make sure I go big, you know, go all the way, you know, right? Yeah. So okay, so I guess the next question is how do you deal with racism, you know? I mean, you know, how does that affect you, you know? Because that kind of affected me, you know, as a kid. How did it affect you?
Yeah. Definitely affects me emotionally. You know, you want for people to respect you and see you the way you see them. You know, the way that I see people, I see them through a different lens. You know, I see color, but you know, it's not an issue for me just because you're white or, you know, you're not my color. That's not an issue for me. And I would hope that other people would be the same way. But of course, the world that we live in, that's, you know, it's not the truth. That's not going to happen. But it definitely affects me emotionally because, you know, you want for people to show you that same respect and that same level of love, you know, but everybody's not going to do that. And so how I handle it is just making sure that I'm doing what it is that I'm supposed to do. You know, again, it continues to add love to this world, and prayerfully we can change things.
I definitely agree, sister. I really do. So when you're recording music, right? How do you get the I guess, you know, the feel of a song? You know, how do you go about writing a song? You know, does it just come to you? Because these songs.
Well, a lot of times I am sitting, you know, in my room and I think of like a melody or something like that, and I jot it down, and I go to the notes section of my phone, and I'll record something. Then I'll send it over to my producer, Teddy P. Williams, and I'll send it to him, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's dope. Let's do something with it." And then when it's time to go in the studio, we end up like just writing this whole big song. But everything pretty much starts in my room.
Okay, that's good. That's definitely good to hear, you know. And yeah, because like I said, cause your album definitely did inspire me, you know. So you know,
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you on my show. You know, it's just an honor to talk to you, meet you. You know. And
Thank you. Yes, sir.
thank you. And yeah. So this is a blessed interview. You know, I think for taking time to meet with me. You know, and it was honored to learn more about you, your music. You know, your struggle, what you went through. You know, because I think that with God, all things are possible, right? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I love when I was a kid. Of God, all things are possible. That's what my mother always told me. So you know, so
Yeah.
so this is
Wow.
so this is a blessing. This a blessing to meet you, learn more about you, you know, and I'll look forward to hear more of your music, you know, and I'll try to have this interview play next week, you know, because it's an honor to meet you and talk with you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good meeting you. Thank you so much.
God bless you. So hopefully we'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, have a night. Good. God bless you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.